So if you want your dog to be neutral around other dogs, the thing to do is not go up to every dog that you see and just practice not paying attention to them. So that's what we're gonna do. Just gonna practice calmness around other dogs. So we're just gonna do our normal training just with another dog there. Just gonna wait until this whining stops before I start moving. Good girl. Good, she's getting it. So she is capable of calmness around other dogs. Part of it is making it really clear to her what she's supposed to be doing instead of just, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So we've taught her this new way of leash walking. There's not a lot of extra space in a dog's mind to think about multiple things at once. So if she has a job, she can focus on that. Nice job, girl. We're gonna sit and relax on place for a little while. Good. So we are going to teach some marker words. This is similar to clicker training, except I just use my voice as opposed to a clicker because I always have it with me and I don't need to fiddle around to get something in order to reinforce the dog. So we'll be using her food since she's got some stomach issues. Let's see if she tries that again. No? Okay. Get it. Yes. Yes. Pretty easy game. Get it. And you'll see the utility of it as we continue training. Get it. And this can be in any order. You can do a couple get it's, a couple yeses, or alternate. Yes. And the meaning of them is yes means come to me for a treat or reward. Get it means go, get your treat from another location away from me. So get it. Gotta go under the table. Yes. So I back up. Yes. To make the reward a little more exciting. Get it. Because if she's chasing it, then it's a little more of a game. All right, that's much better. Okay, so introducing the e-collar. We have just taught Eve, you can like that, you like the underside of the carpet? Oh, you got your bone, I see. Well, you have to take your bone, good girl. That's what you wanted. She's really fascinated by the carpet, but introducing the e-collar. Let me make sure you can actually see. There. So introducing the e-collar. We have just introduced the marker words yes and get it today. So basically, we're going to kind of layer over a tactile sensation as opposed to just auditory only, if that makes sense. So the tactile sensation is going to mean come to me for a reward just like yes does. And we introduce in just the same way, come to me for a treat, except it'll just be boop, come to me for a treat. And as to how we find the correct level, I kind of go up by twos. So I'll start at a 2. If the dog responds to that, great, I'll try a 1. If they respond to that, great. If they don't respond to a 2, I'll go to a 4. If they respond to that, I'll go to a 3, and so on, kind of bopping between the levels there, because that way you can find the lowest level that the dog can detect. And particularly when we're teaching, we want the dog to find it like a weird sensation, but not painful or distressing at all. This is just kind of a neutral sensation that we're teaching them the meaning of. So I'll raise my hand when I hit the button, and I'm just looking for any small difference. It could be like she tilts her head, her eyes change a little bit, or she kind of looks back like, oh, what was that? So that's it. This is a 2. Nothing. This one? Yes, it is on. So if I'm noticing that I'm going up and the dog isn't responding, I need to make sure that it's making good contact with the skin. Because I've fallen into that trap before with my dog when I was first learning this system, and you could go up to like 20, nothing's happening, and then all of a sudden the dog yelps and you're like, oh, that was too high. But it's just because the collar points, just like an invisible fence, it needs to be touching the dog's skin in order to work. So that's good for you to see, just to troubleshoot, as I'm sure will probably happen at some point. Okay, I did get a small reaction to a 6, so we'll try a 5. Yeah, I think a 5 is okay for her. Alright, so we're just going to do the exact same thing. And I will try to raise my hand when I do it. It's kind of hard to do several things at once, so I'll do my best. So, yes. So it's just getting the dog to be able to predict what's going to happen next. Feel this weird sensation, come towards me, get the treat. So that one I didn't back up, and she came right to me, so that's a sign she's starting to understand what the stem means. I haven't asked her yet. And why am I not saying anything? Because this is a tactile command. I don't know if I explained already my little analogy that is not mine. I just thought it was a really good way of explaining it. So to dogs, the tactile is going to mean the most to them. Then body language, kind of visual, and then auditory, because they are not speakers, they don't communicate via auditory ways usually. So it's much more with touch and body language that they communicate with each other. So it just means more to them. So for example, if I was to tell your dog down and give her the cue to sit, she's gonna sit. Down. So this one just means more to her. Like given the choice, she's gonna go with the tactile command. So that's the whole idea behind the e-collar, that you're able to touch your dog in a tactile way from a distance. Looking right at me, which is nice. I just wanted to show you licky mats. This one is Eve's food. I just put a little extra water in it to make it more of a paste so I could spread it out there. But this is a little more what it looks like, and it's great for keeping your dog occupied. I just keep a couple frozen all the time. So just wanted to recommend that in case you haven't heard of it. And it doesn't have to be this particular brand. It can be any puzzle feeder. But freezing their food makes it last so much longer, like 30 minutes, an hour. And it just gives them something positive to do.